kind of far away though. Let me set up this shot. I live because look at this view of the mountains I have. I'm just sitting out back of my van right now, trying to hide in the shade. I am in the Sierra Nevadas, which is definitely cooler at night, but right now it's very sunny and very hot. Hello, Tanya. Hi. And Sarah, looks like you're here too. Oh, and the power of Bigfoot. Yay. Welcome you all. How's everyone's day today? What is everyone up to? What's the haps? I feel like the mom in Mean Girls that comes in and says, what's the hot goss? What's the 411? Hey, Jose Zayas, welcome. Hey, Tiny Fairy and Sarah. Welcome, welcome everyone. So glad that you're here and we get to hang out. It's such a weird setup because right now my face is like a foot away from the camera, but if I sit back, it's like I'm miles away. Oh, thank you for saying I have a beautiful background. These orangish yellow bushes, I'm really curious about what they are because it kind of, on the screen, it kind of looks like, ooh, fall colors, but you know, it's the 1st of September, so I doubt that. It is pretty hot here, Sarah. It's toasty. Tanya says, packing up for a trip this weekend, going to Garden of the Gods. Oh, in Illinois? Oh, yes, cool. When I was planning my trip to Illinois, I saw that place, but it was too close to Kentucky, and I was already going to be in the middle of Indiana, so I was looking for someplace north, but that looked like such a cool place. I hope you have an amazing time. Such pretty campsite, thank you. Jorge says, now this is clean living. This is my campsite. Funny story. I found this via iOverlander. If you don't know, that's an app for finding campsites. And so I pictured like it's just a campsite, but this morning I wake up to voices outside of my, not my tent, but voices outside of my van, and very gruffly, without unlocking the doors, I'm like, hey, what's going on? You know, I just woke up and I'm groggy, plus I'm kind of in defense mode, you know, I don't know who these people are. And they're like, oh, we're just parking here, we're doing trail maintenance, everything's okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't realize this was a parking spot. I thought it was just a camp spot. So that was kind of silly, kind of embarrassing, and kind of just like, I don't know, one of the unpleasantries of living in a van. But, you know, what are you gonna do? It's worth it for this view. Tanya says it's only 3 hours away. If y'all don't know, Tanya lives in Indiana. Taking your daughter. How cool. Miscellaneous BS. Yay. Hola. Welcome. Biggie Snacks. Long time, first time. You're the best channel names on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that, especially because I started Beer and Beautiful Places just thinking it was going to be on Instagram, something I just did for fun every now and then. But then when the pandemic hit, I was building it up and trying to take the Instagram a little more seriously. And then I was like, ooh, what if I go on YouTube? Should I make a new channel name? And I was on the fence. But I think Beer and Beautiful Places gets people's attention. Speaking of which, let's have a beer. It is 4 o'clock here. So I scheduled this because I didn't want to do my thing I always do of trying to cook and trying to eat dinner while doing a live. So hopefully I scheduled this out a little better and we get to have a beer. It's beer o'clock somewhere. I have been working on video stuff all day today. It has been a productive day, and I definitely enjoy doing it, but at the same time, you know, it's a lot of work. Backcountry Adventures with Beagle says can't stay, but want to say hey, welcome. Cool channel and videos. Been watching your JMT adventures. That's awesome. I will stay safe. Thank you very much for stopping by. I get to use my cool beer opener. It would be a lot cooler if I didn't have to get down and look at how it works every time, but another bottle cap for the collection. And this is called a Brewmate. My friend Sarah that I used to work with made it for me. She just put one of my stickers on the logo, and it is a beer holder and like a coffee cup. So if you're in beer holder mode, you get this cool freezer thing, and it goes in there with cans. It fits to a T. With bottles it's a little looser, but oh gosh, that's really loose. Oh well, what are you gonna do? A cold beer is a good beer, and that's what matters. Oh gosh, jeez Louise. Okay, good. Let's see who else has joined us. Jose, Garden of the Gods is in the bottom tip of Illinois. It's not a camp. Oh, well, they might have a campground. I just know it's a hiking place, and the rock formations look really cool. Comorbid, hey there. I guess we have the same day off. Woohoo! Well, I don't know. I wouldn't call this a day off because I've been working on YouTube and TikTok stuff all day long, and this is my break. First, I made the morning routine reel/short/TikTok that I already posted. Then I made an evening routine version that I'm going to post tomorrow. Then I started working on something else that I don't want to reveal yet. And then I still have my normal long form YouTube video to make for Saturday. So I kind of am in deep, but I don't mind it. I forgot to say cheers wherever you all are. If you're having a beer, if you don't drink beer, whatever you're doing, cheers y'all. Appreciate you being here with me. Tanya says, is there a camp? Oh, you were answering about the Garden of the Gods. Thank you. Salik says, your last birthday video was wonderful. Aw, I'm so glad you liked it. That was one of my favorite videos too, because A, it was very beautiful. B, I was a little happier than I had been, leading up to that. The first part of the trail was really difficult physically, and then there was rain and it got even more physically difficult. So it's nice to post a video where I wasn't complaining, you could say. But yeah, I'm really glad you liked it because I liked it too. I had some cool thoughts to say on my birthday instead of just like, this is camping. But yeah, Tanya says, can't wait for the finale of the JMT. Thank you. That is what I am about to edit after this. I've got a good start on it. When I was hiking up Mount Whitney though, I could not stop filming and also taking still pictures because it was just such an experience. I can't wait to share that with you all. Once I get done, I bet it'll be really cool to share because it was a really cool moment to live through. How are you guys liking the TikTok/Reel/YouTube Shorts series? That has been something new I'm trying because I know those videos are hopefully going to get seen on and even on YouTube if people are watching shorts but not necessarily watching my channel. Hopefully that'll send people over, and our crew of people will grow a little bit. My goal for the year is 10,000 subscribers. Jessie Jess says, awesome, keep up the great video. Thank you. Sarah says they're great. Tanya says, I like them. A short little snippet of who you are and what you're doing. Thank you. I'm glad you guys do. Glad you do. Let me adjust my camera yet again. I'm sorry if that's... I don't know. Maybe not the most profesh thing to do, but that's okay. Because I really I want all my lives, not just to be fun to, chat, but I'm hoping to give you all a pretty picture from where I am, so. Tiny Fairy likes the short series. Good. Amazing. Thank you. Has anyone seen the one I just posted maybe like an hour or so ago? Salik likes them too. Good. But just earlier on today, I posted my morning routine video. Oh, Miss Sunshine, long-time viewer. How are ya? Welcome. But the morning routine, I actually filmed that my last full day. So my last normal morning, I had kept procrastinating it, but I wanted to make it because I, when I do my normal videos, I show a little bit of what goes on in the morning, but not like a step-by-step process. So, cool. Let's see. Sarah says, haven't seen that one yet. Well, thank you for going to watch it after this. That's nice of you to say. But how was everyone else's day of work or day of taking care of your kids or whatever else you guys are up to today? Someone, I think it was Comorbid, might have said it was your day off. What are you up to today? You all might be able to see the dust. As I was taking a sip of my beer, the dust in the background was showing. Sunny River says, hi, Bright Eyes. Hi. Thank you for calling me that. That's really nice. Yeah, what are you up to today? Sunny Rivers. We've just been talking about how I've been working on some YouTube stuff. I'm wondering what everyone else was up to today. What is it? Thursday. First day of September. Looks like Sarah's having a great day at the beach in your van. Great view of the water and dolphins. Oh, that's awesome. I love seeing animals in their natural habitat too. That's so cool. Drinking a Golden State cider, huh? That sounds delish. I am drinking Black Butte Porter. Tiny Fairy says it was a cleaning day. That's no fun, but hopefully the feeling of having a clean place to live will be enough to make it worth it. Jessie Jess says, staying cool in this hot day with your Labrador pup. Oh, that sounds cute. Puppies are always a good time. Sunny River said, rebuilding the drawers in your minivan. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Sometimes I wish I did more work on the road on my own van. I guess it's all too complicated. What I want to do is all too complicated for me to do by myself. You're always changing it around. Cool. That's smart. That way you know you'll eventually end up with something you really like. Practice makes perfect. Gotta do a lot of attempts. Jose says, went to Walmart to buy a new belt since I lost my belt and lost a lot of weight. Oh, cool. Well, if that was a goal for you to lose weight, then congrats. If you lost it because you were sick or something, then my condolences. Or get well soon, I guess. Get well soon is what you say when someone's sick, not my condolences. Sarah is out in California drinking that Golden State cider. I love California. There's just so much to do. Oh, I guess I already told you I'm in the Sierra Nevadas, so the jig is up. I'm in California. I don't want to be more specific, but yeah, it's good to be here. Sunny River says, after every camp trip, I rearrange the van. Yeah, because you get new ideas. You notice new problems. Oh, Steve Keaton. Hello. Hey there from Steve, right across the river from Louisville in Lanesville, Indiana. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if you walk the Big Four Bridge, but that is like one of my go-to activities when I'm back in Louisville, walking the Big Four Bridge across the river to Indiana, and then we go to Parlor is what I call it. I think it's really just called Parlor, but it's a pizza place, and they have beer, so that's good. Jose says, I'm diabetic with a whole lot of other health issues. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Then buying a new belt must have been a really not fun experience. I'm sorry about that. I hope you get better. Sunny River says, I miss California. Oh, back to Jose. I think one of the medications that I'm taking is making me forget a whole lot of stuff, and that's why I lose stuff. Oh, man. That sounds not fun at all. I'm really sorry to hear that, and I hope you heal up, you get the care that you need, and it ends up being okay in the end. I'm really sorry you're going through a tough time right now. Oh, Tanya grew up in Lanesville, Indiana, where Steve is from. Isn't that cool? Small world. Let's see. I already told you all the story about this actually being a parking lot and not a campsite. Let's see. What else? Do you all want to know anything from me? We could do some Q&A. Freedom at Risk says, come back to Tahoe before it gets cold. Because I'm up in the mountains right now. I'll move on in a few days. I have to work my food delivery job this weekend because it's Labor Day weekend. I'm hoping to make a lot of money. I'm going to work 3 days in a row instead of 2, which is going to be absolutely exhausting. Oh my gosh. But let me tell you about this car trouble I had at the beginning of the week. First, before I tell that story, Hop Bar, something I can't read, says, Hop here, what's your opinion about OnlyFans? It's not for me. No disrespect for the people that do it, but not my jam. But let me see. What happened with my car was I was working my food delivery jobs. Sunny River says, will any people you met on trail become lifelong contacts? Maybe. Definitely people that I've met traveling in other countries. You know, you add each other on Facebook because you want to be able to get in contact with each other the next day to see if, you know, what they're up to, if you can tag along or something. And then you become Facebook friends and keep in contact. So, I've definitely made lifelong contacts from traveling before. I wouldn't be surprised if I kept in touch with my trail friends. In fact, a lot of them, one of them added me on Facebook. The others said that they're gonna watch my YouTube channel. So hi, if any of you all are watching right now, hope you're having a good day. I hope we keep in touch. But what's it called? The car trouble I've been having. When I was working my food delivery job on Sunday, I heard this noise every time I braked. At first I thought it was a motorcycle, and I was looking around like, where's a motorcycle? Gotta be prepared. They make me nervous because to drive around motorcycles. But anyway, it wasn't a motorcycle, it wasn't thunder. Eventually I was like, oh, it's every time I'm braking. Oh gosh, that's not good. Recently, when I was near the Tahoe area, I was on a very rocky road, and I shouldn't have gone on it, because my van is low clearance. I should have saved that road for someone with high clearance, but, like the piece of metal underneath my sliding door on the side I always get in and out of is like, and it used to be like this, and now it's like this ever since I went over that rocky road that I shouldn't have gone on. So I thought it was that. Also, I bent down next to my wheel and heard a hissing sound. So I was like, oh my gosh, my wheel is leaking. This could be another situation like what happened in Washington, so I was really nervous about that. The light on my dashboard for tire pressure is always on, so it's very unhelpful. And I went to, well, not yet, but anyway, I had a choice to make. My tire could be in trouble. Am I going to keep working and earning money, or am I going to not earn as much money today and hopefully hopefully everything will be okay. So I did end up continuing with what with working and earning money. Earned about $50 for the rest of the day, so it wasn't like it was a matter of dollars or something. It was a good portion. Jose says it could be your tires, it could be your rotor, or it could be your capillator. Well, I did end up going to a mechanic the next day because I am always in a new place and I don't know what the trusted mechanics are. You know, you never know. Anyone could tell you, oh, that repair, that'll be $5,000, please. And you know, unless you're a mechanic yourself, you probably don't know a lot of super specific things related to car maintenance, you know? So anyway, I looked on Google. I went to the place that had the most number of reviews and mostly good reviews. They seemed pretty trustworthy. And they said that I needed new brakes. I needed new rotors. Yeah, it was rotors. New brakes and rotors. And I sat in their waiting room all day long. I ate my salad in there for lunch. Mike says, happy birthday, happy belated birthday, thank you. Appreciate that. But I was in their lobby all day long, practically lived there. I ate my lunch there. I washed my dishes there. It was kind of embarrassing, but living in a van, you get into some pretty weird situations. Anyway, then at the end of the day, they were like, we can't fix your car by the end of the day. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. Because, normally I would be like, oh my gosh, I have to stay in a hotel. That's so much money. But I had been wanting to, as a treat to myself, for finishing the JMT and a birthday treat. And just like a reset from always being on the, going from the trail to my van. While I was on the trail, I was like, man, I wish I could just be indoors and go to the bathroom whenever I wanted and enjoy the air conditioning, and Wi-Fi and all that. But John, I see, I'm trying to tell a story and then I'll answer your comment, but, darn it. Okay, so anyway, I was like, I could be bent out of shape about this hotel being expensive, but it's okay. Crap. Anyway, I was at this hotel. It was fine. It was nice. I go back the next day, get my van back. It costed $1,100. Which was not great, I have a bank account, a savings account, so I was able to pay for it, but still, not what you want. I was hoping to spend that money when I go to Alaska, but now I'll have less. That's just how it goes, though. Then I'm driving around town, and I notice that my hummus that I had in my fridge is moldy. I look at my fridge and freezer, and a lot of stuff looks like the power went out overnight. So that could be because my solar panel wasn't getting sun. It could also, but I was in the sun for a little while. Oh, I know what it was. On my dashboard, the battery light was on, and So I had to take it back to the same place. They made me sign something saying it would cost $100 just to take a look at it. And I'm like, you all, I think, honestly, you seem nice, but I think you might have caused whatever's going on with my battery. And they were like, well, if it's our fault, we won't make you pay for anything. And I was like, okay, good. And I didn't end up having to pay. So that was good. But then they took a look at it. It was something to have to do with my battery for living back here in my van. You know, I power my lights, I power my fridge and freezer. So I had to call up the place that installed those and the solar panel and all that. They said it might be that I need a new alternator. I have an old van, I've driven a lot of miles, so that might be an issue. The place I was at said a new alternator is going to cost like $1,500. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is adding up so quickly. So they understood, because I didn't want to be rude, but they understood that I was going to call another place and try to get it done for cheaper. And like half a mile away, I found a place that did it for $600. So all in all, it was like $1,900 for Monday and Tuesday. Just, didn't really have a choice. But yeah, it was really expensive. Not fun. But yeah, that's my story. Luckily, after I got the alternator replaced, the mechanic worked late so that I didn't have to wait till the next day. And then I drove up to these mountains, and it's been fine. I'm still really nervous about anything happening again, but that's how it goes. The worst part of living in a van by far has been owning a car. First, I didn't like my experience at the dealership I bought it from. If you've seen my van tour, my insurance was absolutely crazy in the beginning. I had to pay $2,000 for 6 months, and that was from a company I trusted, but that was just because I was honest about the fact that I did indeed alter my van, and I never owned a car before. So instead of insuring me like a normal, I think I was 28 at the time, a normal 28-year-old, that has had a record of being insured, a record of driving, they insured me like a 16-year-old, which I don't think is fair because I have been driving other people's cars that I was allowed to, friends let you borrow their cars and stuff. I was on my parents' insurance for a little bit, but not like right up to the point that I bought my van. And now, car repairs in Minnesota, car repairs in Washington, all like big, very expensive week-long processes. And now this. So that's crazy. Hop says, WTF, I pay $300 for 6-month coverage. Yeah, that's what I've gotten it down to now with Liberty Mutual. But like, if you saw my Washington video, like, they're not very helpful, Even though when I was selecting the options, they had the state minimum coverage, they had the fancy coverage, and then they had in the middle. And I picked in the middle, but still that didn't cover, like, getting towed, or roadside assistance. Like, what are you good for if you don't help me? So, that is my rant. I know I have been not responding to questions. I know I just have to get through with the story before I do that, because I think I'm just going to get, sidetracked. Okay. Steve says he walks the Big 4 bridge all the time. Oh, cool. You flew a paper airplane off of it. I don't know about that. I think that's littering our lovely Ohio River. It's so clean already. If it, for most of you that don't know, frame of reference, the Ohio River is very dirty. already. Tanya said she had been on it too. That's awesome. Freedom at Risk is asking, when I am age, I want to be married with blank kids. When I am all the ages of my life, I want 0 kids. None for me, please. No disrespect if you have them, that's your own thing, but it is not my cup of tea. Jose says it could be your tires. Oh, yep, I did figure out what it was. Mike says happy belated. Thank you, thank you. John says congrats on the JMT. I think your trail name should be Beautiful Beast of a Hiker. Oh, thank you. You like the shorts and you just got back from your 12-day through hike in South Dakota. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations on that. I'm sure that was a great time. Where did you go, by the way? Maybe the Badlands, or I know they have a hiking, I don't know. There's a lot of beautiful places in South Dakota. Congrats on that. Good for you. Jose says you could start learning to do stuff yourself. It's not that hard to learn how to change rotors, capillars, and brakes. You could try to look it up on YouTube. Well, bear in mind that I don't have a house. I don't have jacks that because I don't have a spare tire because of these darn run flat tires. I don't have any kind of tools really because I can't store them in my van. Also, whenever you are trying to learn to do something to your own vehicle yourself, you're liable, for if you don't do it right, you could cause an accident. So, while that's a nice idea, definitely before I moved into this van, I was like, okay, I want to know how to change the oil, I want to know how to change a tire, all these basic repairs. But then when it came down to actually living in this van and doing that, I don't have the tools to change oil. Also, where oil has to be disposed of in a certain way, and I don't have the resources or time to do that. Can't change my tires. Oh, biker. He didn't see me. But, yeah. Can't change a tire because these run flat tires, which I don't recommend. If you've watched my Washington video, you can see why. But, yeah. I would love to do that. It's a great idea. I like your thinking, but in practice, it hasn't. I don't think it's ever going to really happen. It's not really realistic for me. Sarah agrees with John. Thank you. You're very kind. Patricia said, at first glance, I thought that was a black bear over your shoulder. Yeah, dude, when I first got here, I definitely thought it was too. Like several times. But it's just a burnt stump if you can't see it. Yeah. It definitely looks like a bear, especially when it's in the shadow and it's black. Jose says, a year ago, my capillary bust, and it busted my rotor and locked my wheels, so I had to replace both of the rotors and capillaries and brakes. Both wheels just came out to about $200. Oh, that's great. Congratulations. If I would have taken it down to a mechanic, it would have cost $800. I bet. Because you're not just paying for a person's time, you're paying for their knowledge, too. Jesse just says, who or what is your biggest motivation to live this dream? Love your spirit like a precious gem. Wish you the best in the world. Just start watching your videos. Keep up the great life. Oh, thank you so much. I think the reason I live like this is, well, it could be 2 reasons. The first of which being I'm just a very literal person. And any cliches or advice I really listen to, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And the common cliche or thought, live life to the fullest. I'm like, oh, okay, I should do that. And you read lists about what people on their deathbed wish they had done. And so, in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to do that. I just think it's my thought process. I don't know. When I was younger, I always used to wish I was like an actress or a singer and just, I don't know. I have a lot of big ideas. That's a way to put it. I have a lot of big ideas. Another reason was that when I was in high school, 2 classmates / people that I just knew and grew up with passed away that were also my age. And so since then, I've always just had a thought in the back of my mind, like, no one knows how long they're gonna live. A lot of people live to old age, but who knows? So I want to live a life so that no matter when is my time to go, I am always like, yeah, I did good with that. I'm always looking back and being like, yeah, I used my years for what I had in them. Tanya says, sorry you're having to deal with so many car issues. Thank you. It sucks. Glad to know you found something cheaper. I know it's crazy high in Kentucky. Is it? Okay, I didn't know that. I thought because Kentucky was more of a low cost of living state, then the insurance would be cheap too. For those of you that don't know, I'm from Kentucky. That's where my mailing address is. But now I'm thinking, I have a lot of friends that let me use their mailing address. I wonder if, like, I could get insurance somewhere else. Like, if I buy a P.O. box in Indiana, would they count me as living in Indiana? I don't know. That's crazy. Alrighty. James Hotchkiss says, hi, Maddie. Finally got here when you're live streaming. Oh, yay. I purposely did this one earlier than normal because it seems like people on the East Coast, I'm kind of like, I always do it so late for them. Glad to see you're out there. Too bad about the car trouble. Thank you. Steve says, have you ever camped at Buzzard Roost in the Hoosier National Forest? Nope. I don't think I've been there. Right on the Ohio River. Doesn't sound familiar, unfortunately. You just camped there for a couple days. Oh, that's awesome. That must have been a good time. Sarah says, besides Googling what the average cost is, for example, for a brake job, there may be an app, input your vehicle, that tells you how much certain repairs may cost. Yeah, very true. And that's definitely why the second day I called the other place to make sure it was, to see if I could find a cheaper rate to get that alternator done. The first day I didn't think of doing that because I was really trusting these folks, but at the same time, even if they're not, greedy and out to get you, they might just be like, yo, we have to pay our mechanics really well at this garage, so we charge a little more. So, yeah. Definitely appreciate that thought. That's what I did on the second day. I just wish I would have thought of that on the first day. Alrighty. Sarah doesn't have any kids either. Hot Bar says, you totally sound like a very creative type. I am. Definitely. For sure. Jose says, I live on $800 a month Social Security, and I can't afford to get a mechanic. I have to learn to do stuff myself. Well, I really hope you never crash. I really hope you never have a problem with your car. That's a very specific skill set, and I wish you the best with that. Tiny Fairy says, I have an idea, marry a mechanic. Wouldn't that be handy? Really, it would also be nice if I find a person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. It would also be convenient if they were a videographer and they could help me edit, or I could spend all my time planning my travels and, just being the idea person, and they could do all the video stuff. That'd be nice. Sunny says, wise beyond your years, Maddie. Power Bigfoot says, you don't look a day over 29. Aw, thank you. Although, that's okay. I don't really mind what I look like. Sarah says, a lot of people get residency in South Dakota, I think. This is going back to wherever you have insurance is how you're insured. Then they register their car RV, their registration and ends INS is a great rate. Oh, that sounds cool. Maybe if I keep continuing living in my van, I'll check that out. But right now, when I also think I might take some time away from it to hike the AT next year or travel outside of the U.S., I don't know how long I'll be living in a van. But if I do that, that'd be awesome. Jose says, I live in Northwest Indiana and you could use my address. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to offer. Sunny River says, please hit the thumbs up, everyone, in support of Maddie. Thank you. All of those likes, all those comments, all those subscriptions help YouTube see that people like what I'm putting out there, and then they show my stuff to more people. So that really does help. Thank you a bunch. Tanya says, I sold insurance in Kentucky for 10 years. Everyone's is high, unfortunately, but always good to shop around for the best rate. Your insurance needs to be the same state as your car is registered. Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. That makes sense. Tanya said, LOL, Maddie, a travel agent or video editor would be great. Thank you. Thanks for agreeing. Vonnie K says, I really appreciate this live chat without the dinner prep and eating going on. I like more focus and fewer sidetracks. Thought of you. Also, a lot of times it just ends up being that way because during the day I'm so busy, and then usually when I eat dinner is the only time to do it. Today it was different because I've just been sitting at a campsite working on YouTube stuff all day. But I'm glad you appreciate it. I'll try to do it more. $20. Oh, yay. Thank you, John. That's so generous of you. I really appreciate that. Eric Scarl says, okay, Maddie, I like the idea of getting married. Haha. Oh, no. Rosa Martinez says, life is like a camera. Focus on what's important. Capture the good times. High five to you for how you're living life. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Power Bigfoot says, I'm a video/mechanic. Oh, just say it. Oh, very funny. I like that. Thank you. Jose says, I think Unstoppable Morgan got her residency in South Dakota. I haven't watched her videos. The name sounds familiar though. Maybe I have. Maybe I've seen her videos, if not watched them. Yeah, good point. Plus, that would be a more, what's it called? A central location in the middle of the U.S. That would be nice. I wonder how she did that. Maybe a P.O. box, maybe some other cheap thing. Oh, more people. Deb says, hello from Ontario. Thank you. Eric Scarl says he's a videographer. Okay, well, I like to get to know people in person before marrying them, but thank you for the offer. That's very kind of you. Steve says, Cheap RV Living channel also has a couple of very informative videos on residency. Ah, nice. Jose says, Unstoppable Morgan is a lady that lives in a Ford Bronco with 3 dogs that travels across the country. Oh, I don't think I've seen her then, because I would probably remember like 3 dogs. That's a ton. Nat Morgan, YouTuber from Kentucky, just got hers in South Dakota. Oh, okay. Well, it seems like the trendy thing to do then. Everyone's going to South Dakota. Alrighty, folks, let's chat for about 15 more minutes. I do have to get dinner started. I'm very hungry. And, Okay, so Diane. Oh, hi, Diane. Welcome. Hi there, late to the party. Do you need a trail name? How about Beerfoot? LOL. That's fun. I don't know. I like my trail name that I got in part 6 of the JMT of Lucky. If you have seen that. I think I am. Like, a lot of mishaps do happen to me, but somehow I get through them all. Yeah, although, I don't know. I feel like you can't choose your trail name that much, you know? Because if you did, like, everyone would be like, ooh, Coolio McWonderful. So, I don't know. You say you haven't seen that one, but like the name. Oh, thank you. Good. I like it too. John says, Centennial Trail, Black Hills, 124 miles. If you are just joining us, John was telling us he just completed a through hike. Woohoo! Over in South Dakota, which we've just been talking about. Nothing like the JMT, but for me, an accomplishment. Whoa, I mean, that's great. I find that a lot of people, especially in like outdoor sports, want to compare a lot, but everyone is different. If it was challenging in the way you wanted it to be, then that is awesome. Painfully Average says, "Hey Maddie, this is only the second time I've caught you live. Oh good. I'll have to do this time more often then. That's great." Diane says, "It chooses you. Mine is Pokemon." Oh, did that used to be your YouTube username? Because I remember a Pokemon. Salik says, "We're in the Black Hills, John." That's for the through hike he was talking about. Miss Sunshine, which I always have trouble saying. I have a weird time with the SHs. Said, yes, I loved that one. Saw it too. I love Lucky. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Diane says the Centennial Trail sounds interesting. I've never heard of it before. Oh, you are Pokemon. Cool. Well, that is awesome. Power Bigfoot says the video you posted where the screaming in the beginning of the distance was Bigfoot. I think it was coyotes. But maybe it was Bigfoot. Steve Keaton said, "You seem to have mastered this live chatting thing. LOL, you're doing awesome." Thank you. I have been trying so hard. Definitely in the beginning, I was answering questions like 15 minutes after they'd been answered. But, you know, if you don't go through the hard times, you don't get better. Diane says, yes, absolutely, coyotes. Steve says, I bet the beer helps. Not really sure what you're referring to, but beer does help in general. Anyone got any plans for the weekend? It is Thursday after all. Diane says beer helps in every situation. Thank you. It sure does. Unless you're, I don't know. Steve said, help you live chat. Oh, I don't know. I feel like in the beginning I live chatted a lot with beer. I don't know. I get you though. I guess having something in my hand that I'm sort of doing, but it's not as involved as dinner is nice too. I really try to not let there be any pauses, but if I was sitting looking at the camera the whole time and not like doing something, that would be a little more awkward probably. Tanya says, enjoy your dinner. Have a great evening. Gotta go. Bye. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good rest of your night. Tanya Fairy says, what's for dinner? Oh, good question. I haven't thought of it yet. My options are this, like chicken sliders things. I forget what they are technically, but it's the kind of stuff that tastes like chicken, but it's not actually. No animals were harmed in the making of this food. So I'm really excited about that. I also have a similar beef and sauce that you put over rice. So either one of those. Both meat-free. Power of Bigfoot says, building my off-grid rental cabin. Almost done. That's what you're doing this weekend, huh? That sounds really cool. I'm sure that would be fun for people. Steve Keaton says, you better go eat. I will in 10 minutes, but I don't want to shortchange this live stream Vani says, to boost subscribers, it seems other YouTubers appear on other topic channels to boost awareness. You'd be a good person for other hiking or van life channels. Actually, I've been trying to for the longest time. I've reached out to van people. I haven't done hiking so far yet, but it is really hard to not know. Because other people are like, oh, I'll be here till this time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be all the way over there. So it's just not worked out yet. But I really would like to collaborate with some other YouTubers. If any of you all have a channel and would like to collab, please hit me up. Also, if anyone has a podcast or any kind of blog, I'd love to work with you. Let's get the good word about each other out there. Rod, I'm sorry, I stumbled there, says, hi from Central Florida. Hey, Rod, welcome. Glad you could join us. Jose says, I'm planning on going to Chicago to take a look at a 1999 Chevy Blazer to see if I can fix it because my brother wants to give it to me. Oh, cool. That'll be an interesting thing, trip up to Chicago. Diane says, what are your plans for Nevada? Well, I have already filmed at Lake Tahoe on the Nevada side, and there's this place called Fly Geyser that's in the northern part of Nevada, and it's so cool looking. It's like these red rock formations that water is spewing out of. That seems really cool. So I am planning to go there. I'm also planning to make a video about planning that trip. I think maybe 2 or 3 people have mentioned something that they would like some knowledge, some advice for planning trips. So I'd love to share that process with you all. So look forward to that. James says, I like them. I don't do TikTok though. Probably talking about the TikTok Reel Shorts series. Well, that's okay. I'm posting them on all 3 platforms so that people can go on whatever they like. And some people don't like short stuff, and that's fine. I really still want my main focus to be long form videos, because you can just do so much more with them. It's like, instead of just like, real quick, here's what's happening, blah, 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 bye. It's like you're coming on a trip with someone, and I really like that. Eric Scarl says, going sailing Friday in the Florida Ocean. Oh, that's awesome. You're a first mate on a charter. That's so cool. I love sailing. I guess if it's a charter boat, it is probably huge and not like any sailboats I've ever been on before. But man, they are just so peaceful, and it's so cool to like capture wind energy. You know, they've been around for centuries, but they're still like so efficient. That's awesome. Have fun with that. Allison Boston says, hey there, just joining in. Hey Allison, I think I'm a little behind on comments, so sorry. I hope you're still with us, but hi, welcome. Diane says, ideas, Mount Charleston, Big Basin National Park, Ruby Mountains, Valley of Fire. I believe a lot of those are in the southern part. I know Valley of Fire is, and I think Ruby Mountains are more towards the east. And I'm going towards Idaho after this, so I'm looking for something in the north. But thank you for your suggestions. Oh, Diane, you want to collab? Okay, cool. I'll write to you after. I'll reach out after this. That sounds really cool. Vani says, this weekend I'm going to test out my new Obos hiking boots and trekking poles. So excited to get back out on the trail after spraining my ankle twice this summer. Oh my goodness. What a bummer, man. But that's awesome that you have new gear and you're hitting the trail. That's so exciting. Jose says, you should try to get in contact with Wonder Hussy. She lives in Death Valley. I'm not going to be in Death Valley till winter, I think. That's when I'm planning to go. And she traveled across the deserts of Nevada, Utah, all the way. Oh, okay. So maybe we'll run into each other. Interesting. Wonder Hussy. Okay, cool. Rod says, I enjoy seeing the shorts every day. Good. I'm glad. Thank you for that feedback. Steve Keaton says, I'm working on my 2000 Astro van, doing test runs now. Hope to go on the road next year. Where do you suggest I go first? Leaving out of the Louisville area. Ooh, great question. Man, you could go west and go to Land Between the Lakes and then Missouri. Missouri isn't... They don't have, like, out west you see a lot of BLM and National Forest land to camp on. That's not really in Missouri that I saw anyway. But you could go west. You could also go down to Red River Gorge. That's amazing. Let's see. When are you leaving again? Hope to go on the road next year. I guess it depends on the time of year, but if you could go up to Indiana, Illinois, and then above them Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and then work your way to the East Coast, that was a really cool trip. To go summer up north first and then fall in the east. I really loved that. Or you could go south. Tennessee is also amazing. Oh man, so many good places to go. I'm excited for you. You'll have a blast. Pop Pops is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Power of Bigfoot says West Virginia is awesome, Steve. Oh, yeah, Squatchy area. West Virginia is very cool. Lots of mountains. New River Gorge is amazing. There's a place called Dolly Sods that I wanted to go to, but I ran out of time. It's a great place. And there's the place I went was called Bike Bar. That's where I had my beer of West Virginia. And no, it was called Handlebar. But it was a bar / restaurant / campground that was like bike themed. That was a fun place. That was by New River Gorge National Park, which I didn't realize was a national park until I went there. Good thing I have the pass that gets you into all of them. Alrighty, folks, we have approximately 2.5 minutes left. Thank you all for being with me here tonight. This was so fun. I really enjoyed it. I was very glad to share the mountains, share my car trouble woes, and all that good stuff. It's always great to talk to you all. Painfully Average says, I work Friday to Sunday, so today is my last day off work. Bummer. I did get a little hike above Dworshka Dam. I don't know where that is, but I'm glad you got to hike. Sorry about having to work this weekend. I am too, though, if that makes you feel any better. You know, everyone's out on Labor Day weekend, and me and you will be working it up. Diane says, nice to catch you live. Glad to see you're doing so well. Thank you. I appreciate that. Salik says, keep up the awesome work. Thank you. Pop says, always enjoy seeing you well. Thank you. Same to you, sir. James says, glad to see you. Stay safe. Will do. Thank you for that. Sunny River says, thank you for the live, Maddie. I always appreciate the way you keep things real. Thank you. That's the only way I know how to be. Sometimes I think I'm too honest. Bye, Maddie. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye to you, too. Jose says, check out Bus Life Story live chat. It's on right after you. Okay. If I can get it to work, I will. Miscellaneous BS says, thanks. You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for being here with me. Jose says, you can meet a lot of people, of bus-like people and van people in the chat. Oh, yeah. That'd be cool. I would love to meet more people. I was just thinking the other day how a lot of people who live in vans are always like, oh, I know so many other people. And I haven't been meeting people on the road, and I think it's because, being alone, I have to always be on guard so I don't camp around other people, and then you miss out on meeting potentially cool people. So that's kind of a bummer, but I don't know. You gotta stay safe. You gotta be on guard at all times. I'm thinking of going to a meetup or a van life conference later on, hopefully in the winter after I wrap up Road Trip Brew SA. So hopefully I meet some folks. And Rod says, bye, Maddie. Stay safe and keep smiling. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Stay tuned for another short tomorrow, and then the grand finale of the JMT on Saturday morning. See ya!